What's up, everybody? This is Brian Mazik, aka Franchise Play, and I'm coming to you with another episode of this MyLeague Going Home series. It's like my little stopgap series while I'm working on my Ultimate Legends roster. Putting together this roster, which should be gonna be much quicker. It's the Going Home roster. Every player with their hometown or somewhere close to it as best as possible. This one's gonna go quicker, but I hit a little bit of a stumbling block because I realized I left a couple things out, so I had to change some stuff up. So I didn't realize Vanderblue and Dwight Bikes were on the roster, and they are Wisconsin natives, so I had to add them there. Same thing with Chicago. For some reason I left Tony Allen out. I don't know why, so I had to add him in for the Bulls or for the Chicago team. For Cleveland, I realized there was a little bit of a hole in my process. I was missing rookies because the research that I'm doing is not taking into consideration rookies from certain places. So Adrian Payne's from Ohio, had to put him in there, took out Luke Babbitt. So let's move on to the new teams. The Boston Celtics. Now you would think there's enough players from Massachusetts currently in the league to make up like a full roster, but it's not. So I had to go crazy, with almost every country from Eastern Europe, just about, in order to fill out the balls. It's still mostly Massachusetts guys. I would maybe even slightly Massachusetts guys, but I had to go to Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Hampshire, and Maine to add players. But then that still wasn't enough, so I had to go to Europe, and then I went and I got Croatian players, Serbian, Montenegrin, and Bosnia. And after all that was done, this is the roster. They came out pretty decent. Michael Carter-Williams, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Ricky Lito, Matt Bonner, Nikola Pekovic, Ante Tomic, Shabazz Napier, Noah Vonleh, Zoran Planinic, Mirza Teletovic, Yusuf Nurkic, Jeff Adrian, and Nemanja Nedovic. Not too bad. I think that's a pretty decent squad. Nice balance. Decent. I think that's gonna work out pretty good. Not a lot of people play a lot of minutes though. You look at the way that they distributed the rotation. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'll let it stay what it is. It's not like ridiculous or whatever. But a lot of guys gonna get a lot of clock. The Clippers. Now look at this. Now it's a lot of teams in California in the NBA, right? So I'm not gonna be able to represent every piece of California on one team or whatever. So what I'm going to do is the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors, I'm going to have one is Northern California, other is Southern California. So obviously the Lakers are going to be Southern California. But the Clippers are kind of just out there. So I had to come up with a concept or a theme for the Clippers. If you're looking at this, you probably can guess what it is. It's the African player. So we got the African Clippers. The Los Angeles African Clippers. That sounds like something altogether different, but that's what we got. And also had to throw in some of the Haitian players, Guyana, and guys from French Guyana. So if you're noticing this, there's no point guards at all. So I searched European teams, everything, no African point guards. So Luol Deng is running point guard. Christian Ayanga, Luke Richard, and Baamute, Serge Ibaka, Joel Embiid, Samuel Dellenberg, Kevin Serafin, Bismack Biyombo, Gorgui Dieng, Festus Ezeli, Hashim Thabit, DJ Mbinga, Desagana Diop. And everybody on the bench is a center. Everybody on the bench is a center. So it is going to be really interesting to see what happens when Dang sits down. Because I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that bad with Dang running point guard. But when he sits down, who's going to run point? Bismack Biyombo, Festus Ezeli, DJ Mbanga. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be crazy. They ought to rebound well, but I don't know about nothing else. It's gonna be interesting. Just in case you're wondering, the Sacramento Kings, that squad is going to be made up of German, Switzerland, and Turkish players. So hopefully I'll be able to fill that out. Once I go to the Euro Leagues, I should be able to fill it out pretty decent. I'm actually considering swapping out, not even having the Kings in there, and just putting in a team from the Euro League to represent that. I think that would probably make a little bit more sense. Going to do the same thing actually with the Orlando Magic. I'm going to take them out and probably put in like FC Barcelona or Real Madrid, because I'm going to have that team be Spain, Brazil, and maybe another country. But Spain, Brazil, and probably like Greece or something. That's probably what I'm going to do. But moving on. The Grizzlies. This team is straight up loaded. Now with Memphis, not quite enough players from Tennessee. So I had to do some different stuff. So we got Tennessee, Missouri, and Alabama. So that hits some hot stuff. So we talking about Memphis, we talking about St. Louis. It's coming. So, and then Alabama is no slouch. And with all of that put together, look at this squad. Eric Bledsoe, Bradley Beal, Corey Brewer, Al Jefferson, DeMarcus Cousins. The front line is ridiculous. I mean, the post is just ridiculous. Then off the bench, David Lee from St. Louis or from Missouri. Lewis Williams, he's got to play backup point guard because they really don't have a backup point guard. But both Lewis Williams and Alec Burks can play point. Brandon Wright, Ben McLemore, Jarnell Stokes, Elliott Williams, KJ McDaniels, John Jenkins, Johnny O'Brien. The athleticism is bananas. And there's enough shooting because McLemore can shoot from the outside. Jenkins can shoot, even though he's on the reserve roster. Burks is decent. Williams can shoot it. Bradley Beal can. Oh, boy. This might be the best team yet. The Memphis, can you believe that? The Memphis Grizzlies squad might be the best team yet. Down south. This is like football, SEC or something. This is ridiculous. Memphis is killing it. That's this episode of Going Home. The next episode should come a little bit easier because, you know, I had to kind of retweak my process, so it should go a little bit quicker. But a little preview is going to be the Atlanta squad, which I don't think Georgia. I should be able to find enough players from Georgia, but if not, I think I'll dip into Australia. That's right, Australia, to add in a player for Atlanta. Miami is just going to take over all of Florida, so I'm sure that'll be fine. All of Florida for Miami, and Charlotte will have North Carolina. It's going to also have South Carolina, and I don't know exactly what we'll do in regards to the rest of it, but I'll probably have to put in another region maybe over there. Not going to be like Virginia or whatever, because Virginia is going to be with the Washington Wizards. So it should be enough from the Carolinas, I would think. So we'll see. Don't pay attention to what's on the screen now. It's still jumbled up. So like I said, y'all like this video, please. It's putting in some work on here. I'm putting in work. Like this video, subscribe, follow. Peace.